Were the Raptors lucky or good last night?
What I want to know really is, where's Jay Williams this morning? Remember he said, what iconic moment did Kawhi Leonard ever have?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, only for the second time in history, the first time being Michael Jordan in an elimination game. Did anyone ever in the history of basketball in the playoffs hit a buzzer beater? The first was the Jordan shot over Craig Elo, the most iconic in the argument for most iconic shot in the history of basketball. One of the most iconic plays in the history of worldwide sports. And now Kawhi. And by the way, was it lucky or good? Who was guarding Kawhi Leonard? Ben Simmons. But it wasn't just one-on-one because they didn't guard him one-on-one. They sent double teams and traps. It was Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, an excellent defender and an elite defender. And he got around Simmons and shot the three, got a good look in Embiid's face with a shooter's touch. It was backspin, high arc, off the front of the rim, bounce, 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 and it went in. It wasn't left or right. Was he lucky or good? Kawhi Leonard, these whole playoffs. Remember, I said LeBron James put the baton down because we don't see him play in the playoffs to remind us that he's actually the best player in the world, as he does every year. Next time he has a chance to do that, next year's playoffs, if they make it, he'll be 152 years old. So really the baton is, who wants it? Kyrie didn't want it. Harden didn't want it. Not really. KD wanted it. Unfortunately, he got hurt. The jury is out. Freak wants it, but no one has wanted it more than Kawhi. And Kawhi, right now, has to be considered the best basketball player at the moment. Could change throughout the next series. At the moment, this dude is the best basketball player on the planet Earth. And the most clutch.
Your answer would be correct if you answered the question, but you didn't answer the question because they didn't ask you whether or not Kawhi Leonard was lucky or good. They said the Raptors. That's a collective answer. And so as a result, I get to look at the whole team, and I say they lucky as hell for a couple of reasons. Number one, Pascal Siakam didn't have the greatest game. Marcus Gasol had 7 points. He didn't have the greatest game. Danny Green, he didn't have the greatest game, had 2 points. They shot 38% from the field. They shot 23% from three-point range. And, oh, by the way, when we're talking about that great Kawhi Leonard, who was absolutely phenomenal, there's no doubt about it, considering the series that he had, this was actually his worst shooting performance.
It was.
Because he shot 39 times. Shot 41% from the field. So let's take that into consideration. Now let's go to the 76ers to contribute to the luck that Toronto Raptors had, which basically ruined my weekend because now I got to leave the country and I don't have global entry. Y'all know that was been my interest all along. If you notice, I didn't even pick the game Friday. I just say, I don't have global entry. Sixers got to win this game because I cannot be on them damn lines. And sure enough, them damn Raptors gonna have me on this line.
Can we get this expedited? Can
You'll
we
be
get
taking a lot of pictures, signing a lot of autographs.
Get a global entry.
Out there with the civilians.
Let me tell you something right now.
Regular people.
Let me tell you something. You can call it whatever you want to. I said Stevie A love the kids.
Yeah.
He sure does. But the point is that I got a lot. How about the hate lines? Because you damn right, man. Amen to that.
Keeps you grounded.
Oh my Lord, literally speaking, on the ground, stuck in them damn lines. But let me say this. When we talk about luck, the reason why it comes to mind is because sometimes the assistance of the opposition contributes. Now, we understand that contributes to your luck, but you're looking at the 76ers. Now, Jimmy Butler, I'm going to give a pass. He only had, 16 points, 41 minutes or whatever.
That's a man. Jimmy Butler's a man.
Yeah, 60 points in 42 minutes. But let's be clear. Kawhi Leonard was defending him. Nick Nurse made the switch. Put Kawhi Leonard on Jimmy Butler. If there's ever an excuse to not have a stellar offensive game, it's when the Kawhi Leonard is guarding you. Tobias Harris, just 9 shots. He had 5 of them, but just 9 shots. I could have seen a little bit more. I swear to you, and I'm not advocating that Brett Brown get fired, but I swear to you, if this man loses his job, one of the biggest reasons they're going to point to is Joel Embiid and them damn three-pointers. Now, he hit one late, but he missed his first 5, shot 1 of 6 from three-point range. Why this man wasn't in the post more, I don't understand it. And then Ben Simmons. Another reason you would look at Brett Brown. Is somebody going to help this brother develop a jump shot?
Yep.
Is somebody? Somebody. Ben Simmons was on the court last night, 42 minutes. He attempted 5 shots. He hit 4 of them. We all know how we feel about Ben Simmons in terms of his potential. But at some point in time, we got to talk about this brother and just the complete absence of a J and the fact that when he is on the court, it is 4-on-5 for a defense going against the Sixers offense because he is no threat from the perimeter. That somewhat compromised him. I'm looking at the way that Raptors shot the ball. I'm looking at the absence of production from others. I'm even looking at Kawhi shooting 41%. And then I'm looking at how the Sixers assisted them by not putting Joel Embiid in the post.
You bring up the Kawhi point on Jimmy Butler. First of all, that's also excellence. It's his defense.
No, I didn't say that. No, that's the point that I'm conceding.
Yeah.
I'm saying
what I'm saying is so Kawhi deserves credit. He's excellent.
I'm conceding that.
Let's flip it. Jimmy Butler was on Kawhi. How's Jimmy Butler on defense?
Well, you can say that, but I saw Ben Simmons for the most part.
Well, I was about to get to
Ben Simmons
too. How's Ben Simmons on defense? Ben Simmons is a good defender.
They're all good defenders, but Kawhi is sensational. We get that.
And were they double teaming Kawhi?
Yes, they were.
They were trapping, doubling.
And getting the ball out of his hands, but he was still finding a way to jack up shots too.
So when they brought in Kawhi Leonard, they did it because last year we saw DeMar DeRozan is not good enough. He's an excellent player. Not good enough to be the best player on a championship team. So Masai Ujiri, maybe the best GM in basketball, best president of team operations in basketball, traded for Kawhi Leonard, even though it probably was going to be a one-year rental because he realized that dude is good enough to be the best player on a championship team. He was brought in for this, even if your other guys aren't helping out. Even if the defensive nature of the game is such that no one's really scoring, everyone's shooting poorly. He brought Kawhi in and constructed a team around him for that moment.
But that's
not luck.
But that's not the point, because what I'm saying to you is that if you're talking about the series, of course that wasn't luck. But we're talking about what transpired yesterday, even down to the last shot in terms of the multiple bounces before it went in. There's no knock against Toronto because sometimes it takes a little bit of luck to win, for the superior team even to win.